Now. Right now. We're gonna do a story time. I'm rolling up. I'm sorry I wasn't with you guys all day. What is that? What is that noise? Boys, y'all finna go to bed. I'm live, you know that, right? Y'all was hella loud. Y'all still hella loud. That ass. Kids. So I decided, I'm sorry, I'm rolling up. And I don't even think I can share my video because I'm still in Facebook now. It's late. It is a late live. It's 9:26 on a Friday night. I had to take a break. That's what I had to do. Oh. So I had to take me a little break. Okay. Because like I said, it'd be hard for me when I'm doing what I do. And I come on here and I tell y'all all my goddamn business. That shit is hard. I mean, fuck. It's hard for me to come on here and fucking tell my goddamn business, okay? But I'm going to. 1:44 on the clock. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I had to take me a moment. I had to take me some time. You might be able to, it might be like a little, like a breeze or whatever. You're on top of my notebook, okay? It might be like a little breeze or something that you hear, and it's because, I got this heater on because I'm cold. But we are going to talk about, and I'm probably going to rename this video. I don't even know if I can do it from here. Grand evening. I'm going to rename this video. Oh, so the copyright stuff. I had a Soul Tribe member coming to me, and she told me, I think her name was Miss Sherry Hightower, and I mentioned her name on this video, 2:42 on the clock, because she was telling me about copyright and how she was having a course going, and that she was charging, $100 a head for this course. And I just want to give her a shout out, and I would like to mention her because she, offered me, to join her class and offer some information as well as to, I hope, we live still, okay, as to how to actually go about, getting this shit copywritten. But I had hashtag study the show thyself approved. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me as well. I had hashtag study the show myself approved with it. And when you have a YouTube account and you publish your videos to YouTube, then it automatically becomes copywritten. So I don't have anything to worry about when it comes to sharing my content and my stories here. You said awesome sauce. Yes, ma'am, we can hear you, Asha. Okay, so I don't have anything to worry about when it comes to being copywritten, because once you upload something onto the platform, YouTube itself copyrights it through the platform. So that's music, poetry, art of any sort, and all of that, it automatically becomes. You said turn the super chat on. Super 42. I wish I could. We need less than 1,000 watch hours, and I can do that, okay? Less than 1,000 watch hours, and I'll be able to turn the super chat on, okay? So, I can do that. And I wanted to come. I took some day for some healing and shit. I'd be wanting to go live, like, right back again and shit. And then every time I be ready to do it, Spirit, like, be like, nah, like, take some time and, reflect and shit, So that's what I be doing. And this is where we're at. So I'm probably going to change the title because I said like last time that I was going to talk about how my twins ended up with my mother. And I'm going to talk about it only because it's not that I give a fuck about anybody being in my business or whatever, but there has been several lies and misconjunctions and misconstrued shit told about me to the community, and there was community spells done, and nobody got my side of the story. And this is why I'm telling y'all my goddamn business. Telling y'all my goddamn business because people didn't get my side of the story. They don't know. They just know what he said, she said, or whatever, but they don't know what really fucking happened. They got the story from, somebody who met me years after that situation happened. They got it from my ex-husband, right? So we're going to talk about how my mother ended up with the twins and how that situation went and how she was kind of manipulative and very manipulative in that situation, which kind of makes the situation a little twisted. But before I get into it, I just want to go ahead and give out Shay. I got my shit rolled up, so I hope y'all got your shit rolled up as well. I want to give out Shay to the spirits because they're also witnesses. They're going to bear witnesses to the truth that I tell on this channel, all right? So, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I would like to give Ashe to the divine infinite all. I would like to give Ashe to our most beautiful and precious Santissima Morte. We're going to give Ashe also to La Nina Valletta in specific. We're also like to give Ashe to all of our ancestors, angels, and guides, ascended masters, elder spirits, the Council of 12, known and unknown that mean us well. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. And I ask that, they bear witness as I tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. And you all too. Grand evening, okay? You said there's divine healing and sharing your truth. Hashtag Truthgang, hashtag Tribe Vibes, hashtag Mask Off in this motherfucker. And I appreciate the support. And also, you guys, I would like to give a special shout out to Miss Monique Drakes, okay? She's on Facebook. And I think I told y'all she runs that group, Ghetto Black Knowledge. So make sure y'all join her group if y'all gonna stick with Facebook or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't all like spiritual, it just be funny shit. Some of that shit do be ghetto as fuck, but it do be spiritual too. So I follow it because sometimes you need to laugh. You need to step out of the spiritual shit and get a little laugh and shit. So she donated to the land of Judah. You guys, she donated to the land of Judah. So I am now gonna put the GoFundMe link back up. I thought that was a dream that had died. She donated $22, and I just wanted to thank her for that. So far, total, I didn't get a lot of money from that or nothing. The GoFundMe account has $779 in it for the land that we were supposed to be purchasing for our tribe. So I hadn't got a donation on that page in a while because I stopped promoting it because shit was happening. You know what I'm saying? And when she donated today, I was thinking about it today too. So I just wanted to make sure that I shout her out because I was thinking about that today too. I was like, fuck, we only raised $700 for this land. We need 150,000 motherfucking dollars to get these 21 acres and shit. And, I just kind of didn't advertise it anymore because nobody had donated to it for a while. But then I was thinking about it today, and then I received a notification that somebody donated to that page today. I was feeling it in the etheric field before anybody even made a donation to it. I woke up thinking about the GoFundMe that the tribe had started for the land of Judah. And out of nowhere, that was Spirit saying, don't let this dream die. And I replied to her GoFundMe donation basically because she's the tribe member that has, planted the seed to keep it going. I basically was like, thank you for not letting the tribe's dream die, even though I've been going through all this shit and shit like that. Just her making a donation after that shit been dry for 6 months because life has been happening to me. She did not let that dream die for Truthgang. So the next time I'm gonna do it too, and y'all remember how we started off with the donating for the land. When I would get a reading, y'all will see my receipts of me donating towards that fund as well. So it ain't like I'm getting money out of y'all. I'm doing readings as well, and then I would donate a piece of my readings to the land as well. So the next reading that I get, I'm gonna go ahead and join her in donating to the land. I'm gonna do that because it's our investment, But anyways, let's get it going. Let's get into the story time. I'm going to change the title. All right, so, and remember my story has layers, all right? Just remember my story has layers, but I'm going to try to keep you best, and you can piece all the shit together how you want to piece it together. And I'm sure by the time I'm done telling it, y'all can fucking put the videos together and shit. People like to chop and screw shit on the internet all the time, 9 o'clock. Let me light my shit and relax. All right, so we're going to jump to the timeline of this is right after my first husband shook the baby, all right? So when my first husband shook the baby,
power off.
That day, I'm going to start at that morning. Well, I'm going to start at that night. The twins was 2 weeks old, and me and my ex-husband, the gangbanger, we had developed a little system where the person that got the kids washed and, bathed and everything for our bed was the person that got to go to sleep. And the person that didn't do it was the person that had to get up with them in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So that night, it was actually his night to uh, get up with them because I gave them baths and I gave them baths and I made their bottles and everything, and we went to sleep. And this nigga didn't get up. He didn't even get up throughout the night. So I ended up getting up with the twins. And I remember in the morning time after he had got up, because I was tired, one of the twins was woke. And I'm going to call him TNT. Right? Well, we'll call him, because both of their names start with a T, but I won't put my daughter's name on the internet. We're going to call him TNT. We'll call him T1 and T2. All right? So, um, T1, which is the eldest, she was still asleep. T2, she had been really irritable all throughout the night and had kept me up and everything, you know what I'm saying? But she was still awake. So when he got up to go start his day, I told him to take T2 with him because T1 was still asleep. So I was like, I'm finna keep T1 with me and I'm finna go to sleep, right? So he says, okay. And I go to sleep. And like an hour later, now keep in mind our twins are 2 weeks old. They're 4 pounds. They're 4 weeks premature and you can hold them in the palm of your hand, okay? They're actually even translucent. Like they were so small, right? They were so little. All right. So, he takes the twin, and then like an hour later, after I'm going back to sleep or whatever, and T1 is still asleep with me, he comes back and he wakes me up and he says, "Hey, the soft spot is gone from the child." Now I'm asleep, and he comes back and he's waking me up with the soft spot is gone on the child. And I immediately remember what the doctor said. The doctor said that if the soft spot was gone or it becomes hard, that you need to call the doctor because it could be meningitis or some shit or whatever, you know? So when he showed me the soft spot, I remember touching it. It was rock hard. I immediately called the doctor. The doctor told me, like I told the doctor what happened. Like I went to sleep, boop, boop, boop. I ran it down to the doctor. I'm calling the pediatrician, right? And the pediatrician tells me to call 911. Like, get the baby to the hospital now. Call 911. So I call 911, and my baby's turning blue. She's like damn near dead in my arms already. I had to pace myself. This is why it takes me so long to tell these stories, right? So she's blue, and she's in my arms already, right? And the ambulance was taking too long, so someone was like, go outside. Like I just ran outside. I ran because she wasn't breathing right. I ran into the middle of the street, and my best friend, the one who got murdered, right? His uncle was coming down the street, and I like almost got hit by his car. Like I just like thrust myself with the child in front of the car. I didn't know who the fuck it was in the car. It just so happened to be his uncle. You know what I'm saying? But I just kind of like thrust myself basically in front of the car, like help me, like my baby, like you know what I'm saying? And it turned out to be him or whatever. And he was like, what the fuck? Because I just like threw my baby, like when he stopped, I just like threw my baby in his arms, like help me, like she not breathing and shit. I gotta light my weed back up. All right. This is graphic, y'all. I'm sorry if y'all new here. All right. If y'all new here, this is my life. This is my truth. I'm not lying. Promise to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, period. Okay? So I throw like the baby in his arms and he's like, the baby's blue. He's like, get in or whatever. And I get in the hospital and I leave the other baby. I leave T1 back at the house with the father because it hadn't crossed my mind that he had done anything to her. So I left the other child that was asleep with me at first, T1, with him to take the other child to the hospital because I was in a panic. She wasn't breathing right. You know what I'm saying? She was blue. She was blue. So when I took her to the hospital, I took her to St. Louis Children's Hospital. That's like the #1 leading nation's children's hospital. Them motherfuckers was basically saying that she had some type of meningitis or something like that. But my pediatrician was saying, no, get the baby out of that fucking hospital. Because it wasn't like, you know how doctors have certain hospitals where their residents at. They have a doctor's hospital and then they have certain hospitals where their residents at. My doctor was not agreeing. My kid's doctor was not agreeing with what those fucking doctors were saying. So they was telling me to get her transferred to another hospital. And we're losing time here because keep in mind my baby is blue. So we end up getting her helicopter transfer from another hospital. Whole time the other baby is still with the dude, right? Right? So she gets to Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, which is another high-rated hospital in this country or whatever. And they're immediately picking up on something's wrong. Like, and this is where my child's doctor is on staff. They're immediately picking up on something is fucking wrong. She's 2 weeks old. She was healthy. There was nothing wrong. Something's wrong. They get to telling me once they get her hooked up to all these machines and shit, her head was swollen. Her body was swollen. This is a little baby, y'all. I'm sorry. It's graphic, okay? 15:05 on the clock. So her head was swollen, her body was swollen, everything was swollen on my baby head. Like her whole body was swollen. Like I want to say like 3 times, especially her brain was swollen. Like, and this is like within an hour or so, like 3 times the size of her body. I'll never forget that shit. Okay, so when we get to the hospital, they hook her up to all these machines and shit. And I'm 19 years old. I'm still a child. These are my first children, right? And the doctor telling me like, call your family because your baby finna die. He said, call your family and get them up here because this baby not finna make it through the night. Y'all, bear with me, y'all. And then like my family had started coming up there and shit, right? And the doctors, they didn't really say nothing to me or whatever. They was like, they found out she was a twin or whatever. They was like, where the other baby at? Like that's really what their main concern was. They was like, where's the other baby at? And I told them, I was like, the baby at home with the daddy or whatever. They was like, well, where was this baby at? I said, I was asleep. And the baby, I told them the story. I ran it down or whatever. They was like, get the baby daddy up here with the other baby now or whatever. Right? As soon as we get the baby daddy, this is my husband. It wasn't a baby daddy. Y'all finna go to bed. It was my husband. It wasn't my baby daddy or whatever. But hold on 1 second. What's the problem? Okay, just let her chill for a second. I'll make sure she get put up. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. My son want the cats put up. All right, so the hospital basically was like, get the baby daddy up there. My auntie started coming up there. My daddy and them, they all coming up there and shit. They got the baby on like life support, all that bullshit, And as soon as my husband get up there, they immediately separate us, right? They immediately separate us, and there was no contact. Like I still didn't register that he had done something to her. I was just trying to save her. I didn't know what to do. They was just basically at the hospital saying like, you need to make funeral arrangements or whatever. Like she's definitely not going to make it, And they suspected foul play. So of course they was like, get the other baby up there. And then as soon as he got up there, they immediately separated us and they took us to 2 separate rooms. They didn't let us say a word together or whatever. It was officers there, it was doctors there, everybody was there. Family, doctors, police, everybody was there. Right? And this is like one of the first shaken baby syndromes in America, cases in America. This shit was on the news, right? And that's another reason that I like changed my name and shit so much or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That shit was on the news, right? And then so when we went into that room or whatever, I told the detectives, the CPS, everybody my version of the story or whatnot. And I guess he told them their version of the story. And long story short, he came out of handcuffs. And I was in shock. Like, why the fuck why are you locking him up? Though I knew he had been beating on me. See, I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together that he would hurt. He was beating on me and then he was like hurting me while I was pregnant. I told y'all like my mama knew like he was beating on me while I was pregnant. This nigga was stabbing at my stomach with screwdrivers and shit while I was pregnant with the twins, pushing me down steps and beating on me bad and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that nigga went to jail that day. Like that was the end of the fucking marriage and shit, right? And I have to tell the story of the Wicked Witch of the Midwest to show you how it all aligns. Because like I said, the story has layers of how she was doing black magic through the whole fucking rip to make shit like this happen, right? But anyways, she's a child sacrificer. So, any fucking ways, okay? My mind will go to the pieces because I like to put the pieces of the puzzles together, right? So when I speak in 1919 on the clock, so my mind will go from that to that because it's putting the pieces of the puzzle together. But I realize that I'm telling a story, so I can't really do that at this time. All right, but anyways, so in 24 hours, like everything in my life had changed. At 19 years old, I was the first time mother 2 weeks out of a C-section. I didn't have them naturally. I had a C-section, so I could barely even walk. Like for real. Like I could barely even walk while all of this is happening and shit. And I was downstairs, like I was living downstairs in my mom's basement when I had the babies because I knew that I was going to need help with them. You get what I'm saying? So, and she offered to help. My mom did, but she's a witch, so we'll get to that later. Anyways, Um, that situation almost made me lose my mind. I ain't gonna lie, because it was like one day I had a husband, I had two healthy babies, beautiful babies, and then I woke up one day and my husband was in my husband was in jail. One of my babies was half dead, and then the other baby was taken for observation. And I don't mind saying that the motherfucker was taken for observation because, like I said, Truthgang in this motherfucker, I didn't do nothing wrong to nobody. I was asleep. I had just had a major fucking surgery. And if anybody's unfamiliar with the process of a cesarean section, it is literally when they take your organs and sit them to the side, even on another table next to you if they have to pull another human being out of you. And then they place all of those organs back into your fucking body and tell you to stand up. Okay? That's what a cesarean section is, okay? But anyways, we're going to keep moving forward. All right, so I almost lost my mind through that situation. I was 19 years old. The dude was already beating me. I didn't have a way out. I had went to the person that was supposed to protect me, which was my mother, and she didn't help me protect myself or help protect my child. And then I will say this as well. The day that my children were born, the day that my twins was born, this nigga was trying to beat me in the hospital, right? And the nurse had walked in, right, and just stopped. It was like right in the neck of time. I was breastfeeding my babies. It was right in the neck of time, like a nurse had just walked in or whatever. She was like, I was just coming in to check on you. And I was like, thank God or whatever. And it stopped him from hurting me. And he ended up like walking out of the room real fast. And this is before all that happened. He ended up walking up out of the room real fast or whatever. And I remember that day my children were born, April 29th, 2003. I remember holding them in my arms and apologizing to them for not choosing a better father. Okay, and on this video, I'm going to formally apologize to all my children for not choosing better fathers. I take accountability and responsibility for being a dumb bitch. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah, I didn't know any better. I didn't have any guidance. But there were times like that Spirit was telling me I should have listened to myself, and I did not listen to myself. You know what I'm saying? I looked outside of it. Even looking towards my mama to help me out of that situation was the wrong thing to do. You know? So it just is what it is, you know? But anyways, so with that situation happened, I never seen my husband again, honestly, because they would not, like, I was young, I was 19, so it was like CPS, they kind of had control over that situation. They was like, if you do not divorce him, then you will never get your kids again. Like, you got to choose your husband or your kids, bitch, because they knew they didn't have me. I didn't do anything. But that was like, if you're going to stay married to this person, then you can't have your kids. So they was like, but if you're going to divorce him, we'll pay for everything and we're going to pick up the charges. You know how they do. You get what I'm saying? They was like, we'll pay for everything and we're going to pick up charges against him and we're going to hold him. Now, he wasn't charged with anything initially because they were holding on to see if my child was going to die. Now, during this time frame, I mean, there was still shit going on, but I was living in the hospital. Me and the girl that was supposed to be my best friend, who was actually a handler through it all, we literally moved into Cardinal Glennon Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri. And I was with my baby every single night. And that's when I had told y'all that I had asked God. I told God, like, I was like, if you just save my baby. And God was basically like, if you don't walk in this line that I fucking put you in, like I told you what the fuck you here for. If you don't do what the fuck I'm telling you to do and you do not listen to your fucking inner voice, then we're gonna kill your daughter. We're gonna take her the fuck out of here. And I promised that day, and I have never strayed from the fucking path since that fucking day. I've not strayed from my path, I swear to God. Since seeing that shit with my child and going through that shit with my child, I never strayed from my path. Okay? Listen. So, we moved into the hospital. They telling me, okay, she made it through the night. They telling me she gonna be blind, she gonna be deaf, she gonna be paraplegic. I got the motherfucking system telling me, give her up, give her up, give her up. I never gave her up or anything like that. I did have to do parenting classes, but they told me I had to do parenting classes based off the simple fact that I was 19. I was interrogated, and in the interrogation room, this bitch straight said, I told her the story, right? I told her I was asleep. And that's really what happened. I'm going to tell you how fucked up they had me, like, and this is why I almost lost my mind, because the bitch was like straight questioning me. She was interrogating me, and she said, what if you fall asleep again? And I was like, bitch, like, what the fuck? What do you mean if I fall asleep again? Like, I just had a major surgery. What do you mean? Like, I gotta sleep because I got, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I gotta sleep because I gotta heal. But anyways, so I completed the parenting classes and I ended up getting my daughter back, Trinity. I got Trinity back within 3 weeks, okay? Within 3 weeks. They kept her for observation, but they wanted to see what the fuck the police was gonna do concerning it or whatever, concerning that situation. And then they also wanted to see what the fuck I was gonna do concerning the divorce that they were offered. The state paid for, okay? They were offering to pay for my divorce and shit like that. So they were trying to like hold the kids to see was I gonna do the parenting classes and all that shit. I completed the parenting classes. They gave me my daughter Trinity back. Terica was still in the hospital the whole time that the state had custody of my other daughter. I call her names, whatever. But if you know me in real life, you really know their names. It's really not a big deal. It just is what it is, okay? She was still in the fucking hospital, okay? She was still in the hospital, and I completed the class before she got out of the hospital, and they let me take her home right then and there, right? So skip past that. I get my kids back, and my husband's gone and all that other stuff. So I go back to my mother's house, right? And this is my adoptive mother, not my mom T. This is my adoptive mother. So I go back to her house after I get my daughter back from out of the hospital situation. And now I have both of my twins, and I'm in my mother's home. Okay, so Terry, I'm just calling her Terry. That's the one that got shaken or whatever. She ended up having complications after she got out of the hospital. She had a lot of blood on her brain. They couldn't really see the extent to the damages uh, that was done to her until the swelling went down off of her brain. I'm sorry, y'all. That part right there hard for me because I can see her head like when the swelling went down off of her brain. Because I told you like her body had swelled like 3-4 times bigger than it was, right? So like then after that, her head was sunken in because of the skull, right? It's graphic, y'all. I'm sorry, but her head was sunken in because of the pressure on her brain. I don't know, right? But her head ended up being sunken in, right? And then like bringing her home, I think she was home with me, and I had full custody of both of my kids. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. This is my testimony, okay? I had full custody of both of my kids, and I did not lose custody of my children. This is why I'm making this video, okay? All right. So, I was doing I did my parenting class. I did everything I was supposed to do. And then my daughter, she came home. She had some complications and shit. And her head ended up being swelled up back again. Because after the blood went down on her brain, her spinal plate was where the damage was done. So there's a plate that connects, and this is some spiritual shit too, man. It's a plate that connects the brain and the spinal cord. There's a spinal plate, right? If you put your hand right at the base of your brain, at the top where your neck is going to connect, the spinal plate right there, right? And that had cracked down, and nobody noticed it because her brain was swollen, right? So once the swelling went down, then it got infected again, right? And there was fluid and there was infection, and they had to put an IV in my baby heart, right? And at this time, I have full custody of my kid, right? They had to put an IV in my baby heart, and I'm asleep one day, and I'm having to like flush her IV out of her heart too. That shit was very traumatic for me as well, as a 19-year-old child, having to flush the IV out of my child's heart, right? And I was scared I was gonna kill her because the doctor was like, you have to do it a certain, like you can't just shove it in there. Like you have to do it at a pace very, very slow when you pushing IVs into like the vein that's in their heart and shit, you know? So I'm sleeping in the bed with her. My daughter that, had this stuff happen to her, I'm sleeping in the bed with her. And she pulls the IV out of her heart, and then the shit just starts spraying all over the covers, all over me, blood, right? All over me, everything. Now my mom, she's a registered nurse, right? So I run upstairs. Her blood it's pumping like a heartbeat because the blood is okay. It's pumping like a heartbeat because she didn't pull the IV out, and she's still a baby. She at this time like she was in the hospital for 3 months, so now she like 5-6 months old, and she ripped it out her chest because the tape was irritating her. So she kept scratching at it and then ripping the shit out of her chest. And that shit happened, like projectile blood was coming out and it was pumping like a heart and shit like that. And then at that point, I really was like, okay, I need some help. So my mom was like, why don't you let me help you and so you can get your mental together, right? Why don't you let me help you so you can get your mental together? So I'm going to put, and she's a registered foster care mother. So she's like, I can, make a little money, get paid or whatever. And I'm going to put them in, my little foster care program because she already had my sister's kids in foster care, which is how motherfucker really want to try to get money or try to make money off of your kids or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But she convinced me to give her first foster parent rights, okay, to my child. And I figured to myself, even, and the spirit was showing me though, like that's what I'm saying though, because when he beat me, she didn't help me. Like even when it came to the situation with the child and all that shit, she did not fucking help me. But when he was gone, that just left my mother. She's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't I trust her? I mean, she had raised me, and I thought she was my birth mother. And this is where the shit really get twisted, because if you think about all this shit, she's not even my mother, and she got my kids. We're not even related, and she has my fucking kids. You get what I'm saying? So like, it just is what it is. But anyways, she at first she had me to put him in the foster care, in her little foster care program. She was like, I still want you to live here and just take care of yourself. And I know that's tough on you and all of that other shit. But whole time, bitch was trying to paint me crazy or whatever with these traumatic ass situations happening to me young. She knew exactly what the fuck she was doing, marrying me off at a very young age, allowing a motherfucker to impregnate me at a very young age. She knew exactly what the fuck she was doing. You know what I'm saying? So, especially me being it's just deep, okay? Especially me being a trust fund baby, okay? This is where the shit get deep. Especially me being a trust fund baby. If we're not really fucking related, and you know that I'm finna get grown and I'm gonna cut your stupid ass off because you treated me wrong my whole entire life, it only makes sense that you would try to take my fucking children so you can still get some money. You get what I'm saying? So you can still get some money out of the trust fund. But anyways, so this is how I knew her ass was vindictive as well. Well, I didn't know for sure. I thought she was helping me. So the whole time she was helping me, I'm still living there and everything, and I'm being a part of my children's life. And I never really, left my children's life until I started to travel. And at that time, when they started to travel, they was already, 15? When I started traveling. So that's all the time that I have been in my children's life. All right? Their whole life, I was there. So nobody can say that I didn't do what the fuck I was supposed to do. Never missed a birthday, never missed a holiday. And if I was traveling, I sent money and shit, and anybody can vouch for that. I also have receipts, period. But the whole point of it is this too. So after she had him in a foster care program, and her little foster care program, she convinced me as a 19-year-old child to allow her to adopt him. She's like, I'm your mother. I know you need a little bit more time, but we can't hold them. She was manipulating me the whole time. She was like, you can't, but we can't hold them in the foster care system. So what the system is saying, and my mom was, this didn't come from no court systems or anything. This comes from my mom's mouth. This is coming from what she was just saying to me as a fucking child, as a fucking kid, what she's telling me. And this is my mom, so I'm believing her. So she's like, you can't keep them in my foster care program. Like, you have to let me adopt them. And I knew that I wasn't ready. She knew that I wasn't ready just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because of the traumatic shit. I just was, thrust into the divorce situation with the course. I finished my classes, all that other shit. So she's like, you have to let me adopt them. And then this is what she said to me to get me to allow her to adopt my children. She said, if you just give me the kids, then you don't have to worry about prolonging the court system or keeping the courts up in arms or whatever like that, like the foster care system. You don't have to do that. She was playing the foster care system against me. She was like, I'm your mother. When you're ready, I'll just give them back to you. That's what she said. And this is right hand of fucking God. That's exactly what the fuck she told me. She said, we can just end all this right here. You just give them to me. And when you're ready, I'll give them back to you. And this is before I met the preacher and all that other shit and everything. So I remarried and all that shit. She still never gave him back, right? She still never gave him back to me. I had good jobs. I was never on drugs. I was never a bum and none of that shit. I had my other kids. I had one baby that was out of wedlock. But my other kids, I got 5 children. Only one of them is out of wedlock, period. So I wasn't out here hoeing or any of that shit. So I don't understand why she didn't give me my kids back. And this is how I knew she wasn't going to give me my children back. Okay, so when my kids got like 5, right? When my kids got like 5, I had picked them up. And I wanted to take them to go get like a little Christmas thing. You know what I'm saying? Get the little Christmas list and shit like that. And get them hooked up for Christmas and shit. And I had my children's names on the list. And I had their social security cards. And their last names had been changed. Right? Now, I grew up with the last name Wilson. Nobody in my family has that last name. My family's last name is Williams and Dudley. Okay? So Williams and Dudley's is my family's last names. Nobody had the last name Wilson but me. Okay? So when I went to go and pick up my children's stuff, there was a discrepancy because their identification did not match the names, right? And I confronted her about that, and I was like, Mama, why did you change my daughter's names? Why did you change their names? And I said that to her, and she got an attitude. I said, Mama, why did you change their names if you were going to give them back? I said it just like that. If you're going to give me my kids, why are you changing their last names? And she said, oh, I forgot to tell you. And I said, it does. You can't. How do you forget that? Because the name change is a process. I know. You know what I'm saying? A name change is a process. So how do you forget that you, you know, change their name or whatever? How did you forget that? And she said, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. And then she just left it at that. We was in the car. She just hopped out the car like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. And I was hurt by that because why, if you would change their name, she said she changed it because she didn't want their father to be able to find them, right? And their last name was their father's name because that's the last name that I had at that point in time because we were married. You know what I'm saying? So the last name was their father's name, but she told me, well, I changed it because I didn't want their father to be able to find them. And now I'm probably like, 20, 22 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? 21, 22. So I'm telling her like, okay, well, why you didn't get in my last name? Because I don't even have your last name and I've never been. Like even my sisters were all Williams. I literally was I'm the black sheep. Nobody else had that last name but me. So I was like, why didn't you give them the last name Wilson so that they can have their birthright? And I said right then and there to my mother, I said, that's their birth, like you stole their birthright. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And I said to her, I looked at her, I said, Mama, I didn't hurt them. You know that, right? I didn't hurt them. She knows I didn't hurt them. If I would have hurt them, I would have been in jail with his ass, right? And y'all can look this up if you want to. My name at that time was Edie Harper. I've told this story a million times. I don't have shit to hide. I didn't do anything. I literally was a victim of domestic violence. This motherfucker tried to kill me and my child. And my mother took advantage of that because she's a fucking narcissist and she liked to see people hurt. She liked to see people abused in a situation where they'll always need her. Okay? And that's just is what it is. So that really hurt me, and I felt like she was trying to steal my birthright with that as well, or steal my children's birthright as well. Because why would you change their last name to your last name if you told me that you were going to give me my children back? But at that point, I figured that she wasn't going to give me my children back, and that's when, like, she was trying to control me through my children. But that's how she ended up getting my kids, because she basically told me, if you sign them over to me, then you won't be holding up the system, and I'll give them back to you whenever you're ready. And I was ready. I had asked her for my kids back way before that. Stable. I had moved out. I had my own crib. The kids that I have now with me, the only time that we had ever been in homeless situations was fucking with they daddy, the preacher. That's the only time we had ever been in homeless situations. Me and my kids was just driving around today, and we drove past one of the houses that we lost fucking with their daddy. We was always stable. I always had stability. And my mom wanted to say, and this is another reason too that I'm making this video, because my ex-husband has said to me in a text message, he said to me, everybody's gonna find out that you lost your children because you smoke weed. And I said to him, but my story was on the news. So there's documentation of that. And if I lost my twins because I smoked weed, then why the fuck do I still have your motherfucking kids and I still smoke weed? I mean, I'm just asking. You know? I'm just asking. So I just wanted to share that story, I guess, of why my twins was with my mother. I know black magic was done on my twins because I remember telling the tribe member just a bunch of crazy shit, right? And I started to call it out, and this is another reason why I felt like they wanted to sacrifice me. Because when I did start traveling, when I got to Louisiana, I think at that point I had been gone about 3 years. But again, still talking to my children daily, sending them money when they needed or whatever. All of a sudden, right when I first got to Louisiana, all of a sudden, my oldest daughter, she was like 17 at the time, she said my nephew, JoJo, was her fucking nephew. And I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, that's not your nephew. How in the fuck is this your nephew? Because see, that if this is your nephew and that's my nephew, that would make you my sister. And you know I'm your motherfucking mama. And she said to me, Mama, I'm confused. But I was there. I've been there for you 15 years. Like, I was not just like literally I was driving over there. My kids that's here right now in this house with me, they have a relationship with their sisters and their brothers. You get what I'm saying? They have that relationship with them. Even to my children, these people have tried to turn my children against me. And that's why my daughter was talking about, well, if you would let him see him, like literally, this is the shit that I went through. And I kept all this documentation for my kids. I kept a box of letters from their father, his written confession, all of that shit. Right there for my children. Now, he was not charged. I don't feel like he got enough time. He was not charged with murder or attempted murder. I felt like he should have been charged with attempted murder. But they had him charged with child abuse. But first and second degree child abuse, child endangerment and shit like that. Because they didn't know whether or not she was going to live. She teetered on life and death for a long time. That 3 months, she teetered between life and death for a long time. So they had to charge him or let him go. So they decided they was going to charge him, and he was charged. He got 10 years for that situation. Because they had held him too long, and they were like, we got to charge him with something. She's not dead, so we got to charge him with something, or we have to let him go. So that's why he got the lesser of the charges. When they came, I didn't do any prison time. I didn't get in any fucking trouble. I did a fucking parenting class because I was 19 years old, and they basically thought, the state thought that I was not going to be able to do it, and I tried to do it, and I wanted to do it, and it was just that I was being manipulated by the people around me. And I'm just going to be honest with you, I felt like my mother, who was an RN, had my best interest at heart. I felt like she loved me. I felt like she was really my mother. Like, imagine believing that this person is your mother your whole entire life, and then you find out that this bitch is not. Now everything makes sense as to why the hoe never protected you, why the hoe changed your kids' names, why the hoe took your kids and never gave them back. And I have witnesses on this too, because she did the exact same thing to my sister. My sister's 2 children, and one of her children is batshit crazy. Mental disability like a motherfucker. And I'm going to tell you something. My niece, her name is Valerie. Valerie is an artist, like I'm an artist. Singer. Well, she don't know she can sing, but I know she can draw and she can paint and all that shit. They got Valerie thinking she's schizophrenic. They got her thinking she need medication and all that shit. Valerie is gifted like me. Valerie is gifted like me, and she tried that shit with me. It just didn't work. The medications, like trying to force me to take ADD medication. She tried to force my kids to take medications too. But I was protecting my children the whole time. You know? It just is what it is. I'll answer any questions concerning my children. I just wanted to tell that little snippet of it. And I put all my shit out there because I know I'm finna be a star. I am the fucking star. And it just is what it is. And there's nothing that anybody's going to be able to say to stop my stardom. It's nothing that anybody's going to be able to say to sway another motherfucker opinion of me, because I have nothing to hide. I have absolutely nothing to hide. I was a baby when this shit happened to me. Okay? I was a baby. I was a child. I don't know what I'm going to name this. Y'all help me. Help me with the name. I done been through it all, though, y'all. I ain't lying. I done been through it all. And I'm still loving and I'm still kind. And what made me sad, I guess, with my daughter, what hurt me the most with my daughter, my oldest daughter, and I don't mind sharing this either because, I mean, everybody got their path. Everybody got to make their choices and shit. But what hurt me the most is this. I have so many people like you guys that don't know me. And I got like, 2-point-something K on this shit. And not all of y'all always talk to me all the time or whatever. But I do have personal messages from a good fucking 1,500 of y'all telling me how much I have changed y'all lives and how much I have done for y'all. And my own family treat me like shit, and my own child. My own child even said it to me, you need to stop being so disrespectful. This is my 18-year-old. You need to stop being so disrespectful. And I had to stop. I say, have you ever seen me be disrespectful to anybody? My mother or my father. And my daughter, she stopped. She said, no, I haven't. Well, then you need to check yourself. Like, she was like feeling like she didn't even, I don't even know. That's how I knew she was under some type of spell. Because when I was checking her, she was like not realizing that she had said that slick shit. Like when I go to check, like she was like, You need to stop being, maybe you should stop being so disrespectful. I said, who have you ever seen me disrespect? Now, I hate my motherfucking mother, and you've never seen me disrespect her. I still say yes, ma'am. Both my parents, and I'm grown as shit. And my kids right here, right now, today will vouch for you that I still say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, to my elders. I don't even curse in front of my mother and father. I curse a lot on this bitch because it's my channel. I can do what the fuck I want to do. But I don't even curse in front of my mother and father. So I don't understand. And I hate that bitch. And now y'all, look, let me tell y'all something funny though. Okay? Just on a softer note. So when I found out that she had adopted me, I couldn't wait. When I was confronting her, about, her trying to sacrifice me, her sleeping with my ex-husband. When I was confronting her about this, I could not wait to say, you fat, funky bitch. I fucking always hated you. I'm glad you ain't my mama. I said it. And I'm happy. I'm happy inside. I held it because, honor thy mother and father. But bitch, since I found out you ain't my motherfucking mama, you finna get the business, bitch. I'm just saying. I thought it was funny. For real, because I held it in for so long. And then even, before I found out she wasn't my mother, I still, in my mind, was beginning to justify the way that I felt by repeating to myself, honor thy mother and father. And then the scripture that's right underneath that is, fathers, or mothers, of course, provoke not thy child unto wrath. And I will be checking with God like, you see this shit? You see that shit? You see this shit? You see that shit? You see this shit? You see that shit? So is she provoking me? Divine Infinite All. That's all I need to know. Is she provoking me? Is she provoking me unto wrath? That's all I need to know. And I feel like she has. But I feel relieved that she's not my mother. I feel relieved. And I feel okay. I just made an ode to my mother. My real mother, y'all. I hope y'all go listen to that video. I know I'm live right now, but I did make that and it is uploading. And I just made it, and it was what was it? I don't even know what I was singing. These 3 words by Stevie Wonder. And y'all, like I said, disregard my post. I'm 2 months out post Newport 100s. All right, I'm 2 months out, but I love my aunt, my mother, my real mother. I love her. And this is another reason why I know that I'm definitely her child. That woman was strong as fuck, boy. Like, she ain't take no shit, boy. She didn't take no shit. She didn't take no fucking shit. And everybody who knew Carla Rogers knew her motherfucking ass wasn't finna take no motherfucking shit. That is an energetic signature that I carry. That's an energetic signature that I carry. I mean, for real, for real. Y'all just listening to me vent. Y'all better talk to me. I don't want to seem like I'm just pouring my heart out. I am, though, and I feel good about it, and I don't give a fuck what nobody say, and I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. I don't give a fuck how nobody in that family feel. Y'all fucked up. Y'all hurt me. Period. Y'all really hurt me. Y'all hurt my children, too. And it's not right, and I'm going to be the last person that y'all ever do that way. I'm going to be the last person that y'all ever do that way. And I mean it. Right? Stolen birthright. Period. I don't want to cry about it, but I do want to cry about it. Because it make me sad, but I'm happy, though. If y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. It make me sad, but I'm happy, though. Let me see how long it's been. I think it's been almost 6 months or something like that since my mom died, since that funeral happened. And I cut my family off, and I don't miss nobody. I don't miss nobody. I feel like free. I feel free. I feel like I don't have to carry the weight of the burden. And I'm going to tell you something. When my sister called me and told me my mama T died, I said my mom T died. When my sister called me and told me that shit, I heard a voice say, do not let your family distract you. immediately. As soon as she said that, I heard a voice say that, and I knew immediately like there was something like the like my spidey sense is like, stay focused on what you're doing. Whatever they got going on, don't got shit to do with you. Don't get too involved. You've been away from this family for quite some time. You know. You said tears of joy. Let it out. I don't know if I'm happy or not. I mean, I just feel. I mean, I'm happy. You know, that I don't have to be a part of that, and that I was set apart from that, because it's pure evil. It's pure evil. It's just weird. I have to make a whole nother video to explain again the layer of the story that goes with how my mom orchestrated this shit. She's an evil bitch. You know? And even how my dad wasn't involved, because somebody said, your dad seemed like a calm person. He is a calm person. He really is. But I know that he was involved in this shit too. Now, he dropped some gems along the way. You dropped some gems along the way, and those things stuck with me, and I appreciate him for that. But I feel like he only gave what he could, being a part of this system or being a part of this program or whatever contract these people solved surrounding my life. The gems that he dropped, like literally govern yourself or be governed by others. That nigga fucking 007 or some shit. This is how he was talking to a fucking 5-year-old. You get what I'm saying? It's like, can you see our chat? We are talking. Yeah, I look over every now and then. It's probably because I be looking off into the fucking distant sunset and shit, y'all. I want to get it out, and I don't give a fuck. Judge not, least she be judged. Shit. Walk a mile in my motherfucking shoes, man. Walk a mile in my fucking shoes. Just that one experience of me being married to that first husband was somebody's lifetime experience. And then the second experience of me being with the second husband is somebody's lifetime experience right then and there. And then the situation of me being fucking, oh my God. I don't even want to get into it. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I said, oh my God, 15:55. But that's how my twins ended up there, y'all. I want to tell y'all more. It says some people can't even step in your shoes. I know. I mean, I want to say I should have been dead, but I shouldn't have been dead, because if I should have been, I would have been. When I look back over my life. Right, okay? But I do feel like, you know, I feel like there were certain characters. I feel like they, like the Truman Show, I feel like it was certain characters along my path. Everybody on their journey, even the relationship that I had with my mom, see, like, when I look at it right now, I was just crying about her. I feel like she around me too. Probably gonna start crying again. I don't cry. And don't mistake this for mourning, because I'm not mourning, because I can see spirits and I can talk to spirits. So when they come around me, I already know, like, you know, what it is. I can just have a conversation with them. But when I look back and I look at the relationship that I have with her, it was always like a guardian angel situation, even in the waking life. Like, she was so tough, but I could trust that she wasn't going to let no harm come to me. There was always that mother feeling, even though she wasn't my mother, she was my auntie, but she really is my mama. But I have questions, you know what I'm saying? I have questions, but I really don't. Because I want to know why, but then again, why do I need to know why? Because we here now. You know what I'm saying? We here now. You know? And I think about it too. Like, I don't even know, like, because I know how she was as a person. Like, she was strict to the motherfucker, boy. She would have been in that ass. I already fucking know. She was in my ass like that, and I was her niece. You know what I'm saying? I said, release it, heal from it, enjoy who you are. You are doing your best. You are so talented and so creative, and you help so many people. You are so special. I wish that, you know, the people in my life that was like my mom and my family and my sisters and them, I wish they would have saw that in me. I wish they would have saw what y'all see in me. I really do. Because I did love them, and I'm letting it go. Like, I've already let it go. I don't miss them. Oh, but I just wish they would not have treated me the way that they treated me. I wish they didn't do those things to me. I wish like they weren't so jealous for no reason. Like I wish they didn't. I don't know how you. I don't know how you hate a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm speaking towards like my mother at this point. I don't know how you hate a child. You know, I don't know how you do that to somebody. I don't know. I do be crying, y'all, but I just don't do it on camera. And I'm crying right now, but I feel okay. I'm just crying because I do wish that, like, sometimes I be want to know why. Like, why, motherfucker, why? I ain't did nothing to nobody. They always knew though. They always knew that I was special, and they wanted to beat that down. I guess they took that as, you know, I thought that I was better than them. And the thing about it is that I already know how this gonna come out because I'm psychic, right? So they ain't special enough to see. Oh, they gonna see it though. Or they're gonna see it though. They're already seeing it. Y'all already showed them. I'm gonna cross some more, okay? Y'all already showed them just with that Facebook post. Remember that post when I put, if I've ever worked with you, what was your experience? And then like 50 people came on that motherfucker and everybody was just like, you changed my life. You did this. Woo, 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 woo. You helped me so much. That was so they could see it. They already seen it. Because they were saying basically, if we all tell the world that you're crazy and that you're psychotic, we outnumber you and we're going to put you in a psych ward. That's why I made that post so they can see that they was outnumbered, bitch. Truthgang in this motherfucker. You outnumbered, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck just because y'all supposed to be my blood, but y'all not. You have no idea the work that I've been out here doing in these spiritual streets. And that shit gonna speak for itself. And I feel some kind of way when it come about my child, my daughter, because I was telling her like, don't disrespect me like that. And I don't give a fuck who you are because people that has been close to me is, they hurt me. So even if you my child, if you do not respect me, deuces. You know what I'm saying? If you do not respect me, deuces. And if you're gonna believe a lie, I've always told my child that too, and I told my twins that too. Like I will always tell them, no matter what nobody tell you, I love you. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a fuck what they say about your mama. I fucking love you. But I could feel the hatred and the jealousy. Like as soon as I signed the fucking paperwork, contracts and agreements, the fucking paperwork with my mother, it's like her mask fell off. She got what she wanted. My child had special needs, so she was getting like fucking $1,000 check back then. You know what I'm saying? Signed over to her, all that shit. She got all that shit up out of me. My mom did. And I always love my kids. And I remember one time she felt so stupid because she had this friend named Barb. My mom had this friend named Barb, white lady. And Barb came over. And Barb seen me and she seen my sister, right? And she seen that my mama had my mama kids. My mama had my kids and my sister kids, right? And she had been telling this lady Barb that like we was out here bad, like we was crackhead hoes or some shit. And the lady seen us, and then she started questioning my mother because she was like, "I thought you said your kids." Like, who does that shit? Who goes around telling people that their children are crackheads and whores? Who knew that? I smoke weed, y'all. That's it. But the white lady was even looking at her like, "What the fuck, bitch? I thought you said your daughters was out here bad, and that's your reason why you have 8 kids." And I don't really like my lesbian sister. I never really liked her, and I always told my children that if she wasn't my sister, that I wouldn't fuck with her. And I was glad to find out that she was not my sister, because bitch, I cut her the fuck off. And even before I found out, I was already cutting her ass the fuck off. I was cutting her ass off every other fucking month. Okay. But anyways, my sister even keep herself up though, and she look nice. The lesbian sister, so she even like she keeps herself up. She looks nice. We have very high paying jobs like PayPal, insurance companies. She worked for health insurance companies. I work for health insurance companies. We have very good jobs out here in these motherfucking streets. Our resumes is fucking stellar. Period. That's how I know how to do customer service, because my background is in customer service. Period. Our resumes are fucking stellar. And she fucking told, like she told everybody that we was just down here bad, all that other shit. I don't know how you do that shit to somebody. I just don't get it. And then when you look at that shit, like, who's gonna believe that shit? Like, I guess they will believe it. Well, that's what it is right there. So if you can make your child look like a crackhead, it's gonna look on that person by themselves because you're a middle class, upper class, or upper middle class family, or that's the appearance that you're trying to give, that you are, the Joneses in this bitch. And that's how they do. If you are a part of, like, your family's a part of the elite or whatever, the famous people, they always are, the elite families and shit like that. They always got the motherfucking one kid that they try to put on drugs and all the other shit and do crazy shit too. But I was never on drugs, so I don't know what the fuck they was trying to do with that. I just smoked a lot of weed at a very young age, and I still smoke a lot of weed and smoke weed every day. I mean, shit, that's what I'm be doing. Okay? He said, I get it. You just feel the loss. You feel cheated from having a mom. Yep, that's why I was crying earlier, because I do feel cheated out of having a mom. But I'm grateful because like I said, my spirits came. My spirits came and they began to mother me one after the other. Yemeya, Oya, Oshun came first. Then it was Mama Bridget, Mama Marie Laveau, Santa Muerte, and them is some mamas for your ass. Like, they really do come in and they mother you. So, like, I guess I'm just crying because of the human part of me or whatever. But, like, I really didn't lack shit. Like, it was harder because, of course, I have to stay on a vibration of being able to hear and discern the spirits of them mothering me. But you pretty much get that mother like energy. You about to get your ass beat if you do that when you deal with the spirits. So they came in and they mothered me. But I do feel like I was cheated out of a mother. I feel like I was cheated out of love. There's a lot of things that my mother neglected about me. She abused about me. The bitch did not fucking take me to the dentist. She did not take me to the fucking dentist. The bitch did not motherfucking tell me. I told y'all this. She didn't tell me about my period or nothing. She didn't tell me about sex. She didn't tell me anything. She didn't even tell me twins ran in the family. And that's how I had twins on my first pregnancy, which even makes me further believe my theory of my brother was not born before me, bitch. We was twins. You get me? Because how the fuck did I just have these twins out of nowhere? No, bitch. You knew this shit. And I called her when I found out I was pregnant with twins crying. And I said, Mom, why didn't you tell me? Because I was like devastated. I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? I'm having two of these motherfuckers? I didn't plan for that. You know? And she laughed. She was like, she thought it was cute. She was like, I was like, a hee hee ha, bitch. That wasn't funny to me. I didn't feel like it was funny when I found out I was pregnant with twins. I was literally devastated. Like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me, bitch, before I had sex that we had twins in this family? Because I definitely would have rethought that. Like, it's more pressure if you know that you're going to have twins, especially on your first pregnancy. I would have rethought that shit. Like, hold on, bitch. You know? But she laughed. She thought it was funny. But I think that I had twins. And then what else is weird about it is that the spirit told me that I was a twin, and that was the energy of the brother situation. I have twins. My sister has twins. The lesbian, she has twins. She had another set of twins, but they didn't make it here. Okay. Um, and then my great grandmother had, I think it's these two elite families. This is what I'm gonna get into. Okay. So it's these two elite families, and this is what I'm seeing. Okay. And this is how I get my information from spirit, but these two elite families. Okay. So my grandmother, I believe she's an elite too. And my grandmother, now she says Arsenio Hall is her cousin or our cousin. I don't remember her exact words because this is before she died. But it was years before she died that she was telling me that. And that right there already says there's some elite shit going on if that is really our cousin. All right. And I'm just going to be honest with you. If you look at Arsenio Hall's like facial structure, and then you look at my facial structure, and then you look at Mom T's facial structure, it's there, right? So I don't know where the Wicked Witch of the Midwest fits in this exactly, but I'll figure it out because the spirit's going to help me figure it out. So the woman that adopted me, she doesn't look like any of her other sisters and brothers. And like I told you, they have different daddies and mommies. I mean, they have different dads, right? But my mom T and my mom's other sisters, they all have the same dad, but they have different mothers, right? So my Aunt Carla, who is my mom T, I want y'all to get this right, okay? My Aunt Carla, who is my mom T, she's not really my grandmother's daughter. She is a man my grandmother had kids with daughter. You get me? But my mom and my auntie were walking around her as sisters. This is how they fuck up fucking, you know what I'm saying, bloodlines and lineages and shit, okay? So my mom and my auntie was walking around her as sisters, right? But my grandmother was not my mom T's mom. So it was like I probably was born to that family. You get what I'm saying? Oh well, that just connected again, but whatever. I have several aunts that are not really my aunts, if you get what I'm saying. But we would all be a family together. They would all come to my grandmother's house on Sunday dinner, but they were not her children. Those were the children of a man she had children with. And that's who I was under the impression that my mom T is Aunt Carla. Okay, I can call her Aunt Carla. So if you hear me say Aunt Carla, that is my mom T. Okay, so Aunt Carla would have been not my grandmother's child, but my mother was supposed to be my grandma's child. But my mother looks nothing like my grandmother or any of her other kids. It's weird. Okay, so this is another weird twin situation with my family as well. Okay, so the cousin that I had the dream about, that's the stud bitch, she's also a twin, right? And there's another auntie, and the twins may come from that side of the fucking family, okay? Because I'm saying my dad is their cousin, okay? From that whole side of the family. My dad is that cousin of Aunt Carla, Mom T, and then those sisters that are my mom's sisters that don't have the same mother, okay? Y'all get what I'm saying, right? So, it's just weird shit. My fucking auntie, that's my Aunt Carla, my Mom T's sister, she has a set of twins too, right? She has two sets of twins. And then she adopted one of those sets of twins from another sister. So we got another sister here. It's a bunch of these kids, man. And we grew up with those twins. So it's a lot of twins in our family. So I just named like 6 or 7 sets. My auntie got 2. I got a set. My sister had 2 sets. 1 set still living. My sister had a set of twins too. Like there's some weird shit. My sister's sisters also was twins. They're both deceased. But they lived to be like 19 years old. I think these people are inbreeding. And I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I don't give a fuck who get mad. Okay? Because I know for facts, and that's why that bitch don't want to give me a DNA test, that there's some ancestral shit going on. And out of my psychic abilities, I'm going to tell you this, that when I get a DNA test from Marion Williams, it's going to be 99.9999999 not a maternal match. And I'm putting my psychic abilities on the line for this one. I want y'all to quote this video. Okay? It's scary, y'all, too, because it's like she got my kids, but I'm not afraid because they're protected. I have sent angels. There's angels all around my babies. So even though they're in the possession of the Wicked Witch of the West, they can't do shit but watch her ass melt. I'm melting. She can't do shit. It just is what it is. But anyways, you said in a family that loves you, do your soul family. Why you ask? Because they don't deserve you. And they will feel the loss. I know they already feeling the loss. The spirit tells me, like, I can hear daily, like, what's going on. I already know what's going on. These motherfuckers got HIV, boy. I'm talking about my mama, my adopted mama. She got that shit. She's fucking my ex-husband, bitch. That's what you get, bitch. That's what you get. You knew he was a motherfucking hoe when he was fucking with me, but he didn't have it then, and I'll be willing to take it to anything I say on this motherfucker. I will get tested. I don't give a fuck. I ain't fuck with this nigga over a decade, motherfucker. Okay? And over a fucking decade. So, I know they are feeling it, you know what I'm saying? And then nobody's fucking with them now. Nobody's fucking with them. It's people that watches my videos. I get a lot of views. And you notice, like, the like and the view ratio might not be the same because a lot of the people, these people are prominent members of society. All right? One of them is a preacher that is, like, he knows Bishop Noel Jones. I remember sitting in the car with my ex-husband with Bishop Noel Jones on the phone. I didn't speak to him, but he was on speakerphone. And they were having a conversation. You get what I'm saying? So these elite motherfuckers. Period. Nurses, the first blacks, right, going down in the history of the first blacks to do certain things and shit in my family. And if they ain't the first black, then they in the military. or they a police officer. You get what I'm saying? This is why, I'm not say that. Spirit said, don't say that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna listen. I ain't gonna say that. You know? But they do feel the loss. They do. I know they do. And I don't feel lost. I don't cry because I lost them. I just wish that they were more responsible, I guess, with the children that they created, because I feel like everything happened for a reason, but I do feel like I was under heavy black magic, man. Heavy fucking black magic. MK Ultra mind control. The tips of my dreads is blind, bitch. If you ever looked at that shit. Okay? Under heavy fucking black magic. And it's like the wrong person died, and then it backfired because she wasn't supposed to die. That's how this whole situation, me finding this out, her dying, that's how I knew that funeral that I went to was my funeral. This is the funeral of these motherfuckers. All these people that I'm talking about, they playing for me. The funeral that I went to, that's the funeral that they playing for me. The wrong person died. The magic backfired, and the wrong person died. This is how I found out she was my mother. She sacrificed herself for me. That's love. That's why I can't cry. Because that shit right there is love. Even if she didn't raise me as my mother, she sacrificed her life for me. So I can be here to help y'all. So I can go on to help y'all. Literally, the person that just died, that was supposed to be my funeral. Same day I pulled the Santa Muerte coffin out the ground to reveal the gold diamond studded necklace of our beautiful and precious Santissima Muerte. The same day that I fucking did the mud bath from head to toe, the fucking Aztec healing clay from head to toe, is the same day that they called me and told me that she died, and I was literally doing a rebirth ritual in my house. Literally wrapped in a towel, drying off, getting the phone call. You know? But yeah. She did that for me. So I have a mother. And that's the greatest love. For her to die for me so I can go on and complete my mission. And remember, I had told y'all, I keep telling y'all that when motherfuckers throw this black magic and shit, somebody still gotta die. Somebody still has to fucking die. The magic just does not go away if it don't hit your intended target. Somebody still has to die. I told y'all that shit years ago. When the spirits came and told me when they was trying to sacrifice me in the car accident, all this shit, that's the black magic. That was the black magic. It just so happened that I got gifts and I could see that shit, and I was able to timeline jump that shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody still had to die. And that's what's happening now. All these people are running scared now. You know what I'm saying? They are running scared now. They is all running scared now because that shit backfired fucking tenfold. So like 10 motherfuckers might die. It just is what it is. 10 whole motherfuckers might die. Spirit said it ain't no might to it. 10 involved, 10 shall fall. That's what I just heard. See, I be hearing voices, but that's what the fuck they just said. 10 involved, 10 shall fall in this bitch. 10 of swords. And I don't feel bad. And I said in the other video that it wasn't wrong, but I don't think I explained why it wasn't wrong for me to feel the way that I feel. Because like I said, it's the law of attraction in this bitch. You sowed the seed of wanting me to die. You know? You sowed the seed of wanting me to die. So that's why I made my little manifestos and shit like that. I'm just more creative with it. I don't gotta go hire nobody to do black magic. I'm just gonna, do what I do with my mental and my creativity. You know? That's how I'm gonna do it. But anyways, I don't see no more chats. I don't want to leave y'all I had to change this title. I ranted a little bit towards the end, but I don't give a fuck. It's like a smoke session, and I just start pouring out because I really don't talk to people about this. I've literally not talked to anybody about any of this stuff the whole time that I've been going through this shit, my whole entire life. And then when I do tell people about it, I'm very filtered. I'm very filtered. Like, I don't say all the shit that happens, all the shit that takes place in my situations because it'd be a lie. Like, the first time I ever told that story about that dude getting possessed, my ex-husband being possessed, that shit happened years ago on a live the other day about him being in the chair and the angel was like fighting for his body and shit. Like, that was the first time I ever in my life told that story to anybody. Anybody. Only people that know that happened was the people that was in that house when that shit happened. And that was him, me, and our children. And I got the children and they know. You know? So I thank you guys for bearing with me. I spent an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm going to go back and make sure I don't look stupid or sound stupid. And even if I do, I'm still keeping this motherfucker up because it just is what it is. It just is what it is. I didn't do this shit to me. And this is why I encourage people. Because it's not your fault what other people do to you. It is your responsibility to heal from that shit, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't walk around here and still be hurting and hurt other people or become scandalous because hurt people and shit like that. It's your job to stop the cycle. It's your job to heal. And that's what I do. You know, but I haven't had anybody to talk to about my situations or talk to about my hurt or talk to about my pain. And I don't want to talk to a counselor or anything like that. I want to talk to a fucking talk show host with lie detector test or some shit. Okay? Just to prove, like, you know, motherfuckers got me fucked up out here in these streets. You said you can call me anytime. I'm gonna cry. I'm not crying because, like, you know, I'm sad. I'm just crying because, like, I need to heal, man. It just is what it is. And I'm strong. I'm the wounded warrior. There it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong and everything. But I have been abused, man. It's not funny. It's not fair either. I've been religiously abused, financially abused. And that's the thing, too. This bitch got my fucking trust fund money. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm being financially abused, religiously abused, physically abused, any type of abuse that is possible. I have experienced that shit, and that's where my strength come from. That's exactly where my strength come from, right there. I'm like Ford tough in this bitch. I'm saying you're not alone. I feel that. I just want the people, and I'm gonna just call in the people right now, because that's what it'll do it right there. Like, just calling the people energetically, spirit, that have experienced the things that I have experienced, so that they know that what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And they know what I'm saying, and it's just that. And anybody that don't understand it, it's just because they not on the level to understand it. It's not my fault. Like, people want the power and shit like that, and I be telling people it ain't my fault that I have these gifts and shit like that. Like, it ain't my fault, okay? That these motherfuckers chose to give me these experiences. You know what I'm saying? It's not my fault. Y'all not alone either, though. I guess that's why I'm here, so I can let y'all know y'all not alone. I don't know what y'all been through. You don't know what I've been through. Don't judge me cause you got a past too. I know you don't know, but they know, they know, they know. I forget who sing that. I'm not perfect, but I'm worth it. Not perfect, but I'm worth it. I'm not perfect, but I'm worth it. I don't know who sing that. Who sing that? It's a gospel rap song. I don't remember who sing that song. I am worth it though, man. A fucking gem. A fucking gem, man. And that's why we trying to just keep on creating, like keep creating, even if it's just like to sing a song or something. Keep creating, keep going, keeping your godlike creative energy. Can't nobody take my shine. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, I'm getting music messages, y'all now. I got to keep on moving, like for real. I'm for real. That's how I do. But anyways, I ain't gonna hold y'all for long. It's already been long. I'm bored anyways. I mean, I ain't doing shit though. What y'all doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm a good person. I'm loving and I'm goofy and I like to, you know, smoke weed, sing music. I like to write poetry. I like karaoke. I'm making friends now. Okay. Truthgang. I like karaoke. I like colors. Okay. I like colors. I like numbers. I like books. A bitch like books in this motherfucker. Okay. I like books. Okay. I like learning things. I like animals and flowers. I like all the happy shit. I really do. I love love and I hate hate. Somebody might consider me hateful though. I don't know. I think of it on all angles. Somebody might like this bitch is hateful. I don't think I'm hateful. I only like fucking motherfuckers up to try to fuck me up, and I don't feel like it's wrong. I feel like, you know, I bring in justice. I bring in the truth. I bring in karma. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. So I feel like, you know, sometimes things happen, cause and effect. It's not really hate with me. If you show me love, I'm gonna show you love. But anyways, I guess I'm about to roll me up something else too. You said writing and you're hella goofy too. That's what's up. I'm hella goofy. I don't got no friends though. I don't have any friends because motherfuckers be crazy. But I am going to manifest that. And I'm going to manifest good friends and good family because I'm that person. I'm that person. I like to have like gatherings and shit like that. And I used to do it like when I was a teenager. I was really popular. Everybody used to come to my house when I was a teenager and I would freestyle. I was always doing some type of music. And I would freestyle any of them niggas under the table, you know? And I like to be like, I'm a gatherer. I'm somebody who likes to gather people. And that's why I wanted to do the tribe thing. So we're going to get it together with this land. Hopefully we're going to get some type of blessing. I'm going to manifest good friends and all that shit. And I don't give a fuck who hears this shit because you cannot stop this. Like, you cannot stop this. Like, you just going to be taken out of here because you're continuing to try to block a divine person's path. And it's really sad that y'all wouldn't want somebody to just have positive relationships and have good relationships with people. And it just is what it is. And I'm always a positive person, but like I said, you know, you said me too. You say you in the bed chilling and smoking, vibing with y'all this evening. I appreciate y'all company because it be like that sometimes. And I don't be wanting to like, you know, I don't use my platform to be like talking and shit because I don't know. I don't know. But Spirit has been pushing me to be more open with you all. And I'm proud of myself for doing so. Because a lot of people was asking me at first, like when I first came out, like, you know, what's your story? What about you or whatever? But I don't feel like any of this shit is relevant to my gift, I guess. I mean, the shit that I've been through, that's why I really didn't share because I didn't feel like it was relevant to my gifts. Because whether or not you know what the fuck I've been through, am I right or am I right when I'm giving you your spiritual information? That's the fuck that matters. Not where the fuck I came from, not who the fuck, you know, what my background is. Because I don't really like that when people are like, what's your background? My background is life, motherfucker. Okay? That's my background. Period. And spiritual experience is life. Shit. Elite spiritual family. Throwing black magic in my ass. But anyways, I think I gotta pee. I'm gonna roll me up something. I'm gonna eat. I don't want to eat nothing. I'm gonna roll me up something. Go pee. And then I'll figure it out from there. But I appreciate y'all time and all that stuff. I might call you Miss Shantae. If I can't, you know, get comfortable doing something. I usually always find something to do. Like when I'm not on live or I'm not mothering my children, I'm literally like watching videos, like music videos. I'm singing my karaoke machine, or I'm fucking reading something, knowledge, sleeping or something. But anyways, I'm finna get the fuck up out of here. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all letting me cry and vent and ugly cry and boo. I knew it was gonna be like a crying session. That's why I made it like a blackout. I'm gonna change the title to this video to like while my mama got my kids, plus bonus rant at the end, bonding session, gang, smoke session. I'm out this bitch. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all. I don't know when, but I'm gonna see y'all, and I'm still available for readings and shit like that. But when I be like I said, I have to take me a moment when I go through stuff like this, or I'm putting my business out there. Spirit just be like, now just let that simmer for a while. Let that simmer for a second, and then you can go back in. All right, so I don't know when I'm gonna be back. I might be back tomorrow with some daily energies or whatever. But if I'm not, just know I'm healing, and send me good, positive love and energy and all that, and I will do the same for you all. All right, so gang. I'm out this bitch.